Welcome to FIXIY. Today we're going to replace the screen in an iPod Touch 4th generation. As you can see, smashed up pretty badly. It's still working, but so the first thing we're going to do is shut down the unit. Okay. So the first thing that we do is you want to put a bit of heat on it. Now sometimes they're slightly lifted at the corners, so it's quite easy to get carefully a sharp knife or even a blade from a Stanley knife. Sometimes you can be able to get it in. Now this one is closed tightly, so I won't be able to do this. So we use a heat gun here, but you use a hairdryer at home. It's the exact same thing. So I'm going to start using my heat gun here. I have it on the low setting. You're going to use your hairdryer. You're going to put it on the higher setting. Now what we need to do here, what we're trying to do, is just generate enough heat so that the unit is reasonably hot. Not very hot, so you'll still be able to hold it and all that. The screen is glued down, so we just need to put heat into it to soften the glue, then be able to get it off. That's the purpose of the heat gun and the hairdryer. So just start gently around. Careful not to overheat the home button. Okay. So now go ahead, try to get the blade in. So just keep at it. This is very smashed up very badly, so normally at this stage you'll be able to get your blade in and the whole thing will lift up, but we'll get there in a minute. Just be careful with the blade not to cut your hands. Home button's out in this. So I'm just cleaning around the home button, getting all the broken glass off it.
Pause there, yeah. Hello, Shay speaking.
So we've just got the blade underneath the LCD and it's starting to lift there now. Okay, so now what we don't want to do is lift it directly back. because in a lot of cases when you open them up, the Wi-Fi cable is attached to this part of the digitizer on the back. It's just a flex cable, so it's very easy to break it. It looks like this is just going to break before anyway, this glass, so I'm not going to be able to show you that. So just open it back up. Be very careful. Usually what you can do is you can slide the knife in here just when you get it opened up enough, and then you'll be able to separate the flex cable from the digitizer. So I've just got mine opened up there, so you can just see barely, it's this point down here, that's the danger point. So you need to just poke it off with the blade. Okay, so you can see now that that cable is sitting down where it's supposed to be. So now we can go ahead and open it up. They're still held with glue at the back, so you can put up the glue. So now that we have it opened up, what we need to do is we need to take out the screws holding down the metal bracket. I'll just show you them. So we have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's another one in here, 6, 7, 8. So now I've got my screws out, so you can't take off the plate just yet. I'll show you why. This flex cable here, okay, it's glued to the back of the frame, plastic metal frame. It also runs back down underneath the motherboard. If it gets broke, it has to be soldered back on. It's a major repair, so it can be avoided. So to take off the frame without breaking the cable, a flat screwdriver, and insert it just at the top of the cable. Now remember, it is glued to it, so it's not just, it will take a bit of pressure to get it off. Slide it in and ease back up the frame. Now it's also stuck down at the bottom, but the danger area is now safe. So go ahead, I'm going to put it back down here and carry on. I'm just going to use the Stanley knife blade. Just going to slide it in there. There's the clip up. It's the speaker stuck to with glue again. So it is a matter of just separating it. Then it pops up. So just before we take it off, we just need to unclip the camera protector guard. Just take out the flat screwdriver. So just take off the metal plate with the screwdriver, just put it in at the top side of it. It's just clip back down to it, so it will clip up. There we go. So it's just a little clip. So at this stage we can lift over the frame, and there is a copper tape still attached, so fold it up like that, gently pull the tape, and there you go, it's all intact. Next stage, there's one screw holding down the logic board, and that screw there. So go ahead, take out that screw. So now with that screw out, next stage is we need to lift up the logic board at this side of it, so that we can access the bottom cable to remove it. Now bear in mind, we can't lift up this side, because if we do lift up too much, you're going to break the flex cable. We have a little bit on it, but not much. So what we do is flat screwdriver straight over to the middle side of the board, in underneath, like that. Have to keep it on the flat for now. Flip back the camera back up towards you. It'll come back up slightly. You don't want to put too much pressure on the board, but you have to put a small bit to get it out. What I do is keep my finger on the cable that I don't want to come up. That's it. So what you end up having is this there from the side. So when you have it lifted up slightly, keep your screwdriver out, slide it through, keeps it up, gives you enough room. Keep your finger on the home button side, or the flex button side, where you don't want it to come up, where the flex cable is. Next, you want to remove the copper tape that's around the connection. Next, remove the copper tape that's around the connection. Okay, now that the tape is opened, push down and the connector will come away. With that, your screen will come away like that. The next stage is the camera lens protector. It's this metal plate. You need to get that off. To do so, with your blade carefully, just get it inside and it'll lift back out. Now the first thing we want to do is put on the home button. So make sure that it's clean, that there's no glass on it. It'll be just on the sticky part. That's clean. So you want to hold it like that so that you can see It's going to be square when you put it in, but the home button will look right. Like that. Just pat down the tape at the back, secures in position. So we have our adhesive that came with the FIXIY repair kit. When you look at it closely, you can see it's already preformed. So you'll be able to see there, that's the that side of it, that's the strip to put at the right side of the home button and so on. So we need to paste them onto that, onto the new digitizer, which I'll go through in a minute. So next we need to insert the metal bracket, camera lens protector. Now there's adhesive on the back of this, probably on yours as well when it came off, but if there isn't, you may need to just put some new stuff on that we sent. So put this on correctly. There's a hole on this. There's also a hole on the screen there when you see it through. It's like the blue hole there, just line it up. So there you go. That's what you'll see. Lined up correctly. Make sure that cable is also free-lap so it's not stuck underneath. So your home button's on. Next thing we need to do is put adhesives strips on here. So just do that now. Just cut it out with the blade. So that's what we need to do. Back into place. Just go for the left side of it now.
Okay, I should look at the consoles. Cheers.
So now I've got the adhesive on all the way around, so you'll have the same done. Adhesive is on, so the next stage, now we're ready to connect back up our cable, which can be quite tricky. So leave it down flat, just move it to the side, slide it back into place. First make sure that there's no old glue or glass underneath there. I'm just going to clean mine. So go ahead, slide it in. Again, you can lift up the board a little bit to give yourself a bit of room. Now you're going to use your screwdriver, flat screwdriver, to come in underneath it and push the connector up into place. It is tricky to get the connector to line up properly the first couple of times, but just stay with it, have patience, and you get it. So now I've got my cable connected. Take out the screwdriver. Just going to ease it back down. That's it. So next we need to put in our screw for the logic board. Now we're ready to fit back our plate. Before we put it back on, just make sure it's clean. There's no glass along the edge or anything like that. Okay. To fit back in your frame, starting from the right side first, because there's two hooks there. Push the copper grounding cable back into position. Then you just put back in the screws. Now you want to put back in that camera protector. Just slip it down to the right first. Slide it into place. So before we close it up, before you take off the tape, leave the adhesive cover on for the moment. We're just going to connect up the middle connector and we're going to test it. Now, that small black LCD cable, flick it forward so that it'll sit down properly like that. It's a little bit tricky to get this on as well, but you'll feel it and you'll feel it come back down. Clips into place, close it over. So then turn it on. So if it comes on at this stage and you just see nothing but a white screen, so to reset it, hold the power button and the home button together until it shuts down and restarts, and it will restart with the Apple screen. And if it doesn't restart with the Apple screen the first time, do it again. So everything's there, just put in my password. Okay. It's a good idea to test everything at this stage. So I'm just going to connect it to the Wi-Fi. So I've connected it up to the Wi-Fi there. Full signals, it's very important. You go ahead, connect yours up to the internet, go onto YouTube, play video, play music, and make sure all the functions are working correctly, and then we'll be ready to close it up. So now that you know it's working correctly, close down the device. Put it back down, open it up. You can unclip the first connector and just fold it back. So what you're going to do is you're going to take off all the covering of the adhesive. So just peel it back with the Stanley blade, just to get the edge of it, and then just peel it off. So now I've got my adhesive covering off and I'm ready to close it up. So again, just watch that black cable before you do. Make sure just push it forward. Now when you've got it connected, close down, slide it again. Starting from the home button side, you're going to slide it down into it to get grip, get it sitting in properly, like that. Make sure it is sitting down properly. Now in a minute we're going to leave this stand on a flat surface, and we're going to put a small box or a small book on top of it to keep the pressure on the screen, just to an even pressure, so that the glue can sit and dry evenly for a couple of hours if possible. So it's on, everything's working fine, perfect. It's nice looking. The sides, that corner is slightly lifting up, but the glue is inside it. It just needs to be set with pressure on it and it'll be fine. So that's what I'm going to do now, straight away. I'll leave it down the flat. Look at the box. Got some heavy stuff inside the box. I'll leave it up on top of it like that. A little bit of pressure on it. And I'm going to leave it there for 2 hours. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. If you need any parts, anything like that, contact us. Any advice, www.FIXIY.ie, that's FIXIY.ie. Any information, you can email us anytime, info@FIXIY.ie. Thank you.